When you start gardening, you quickly realize there are many types of garden hoe, and each one does a completely different job. Some types of garden hoe are made to slice through weeds effortlessly, while others are designed to break compact soil or shape clean planting rows. Knowing which one to use can save you a lot of time and frustration. In this video, we're going over 13 real types of garden hoe, ranked from the most specialized tools to the must-have classics that every gardener should own. I'll walk you through what each hoe does best, where it fits, whether you're maintaining raised beds or tackling a large backyard garden, and mention real tools you'll find at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Amazon that actually hold up in the dirt. By the end, you'll know exactly which types of garden hoe make sense for your setup and why the #1 pick is the most reliable tool in almost every professional gardener's shed. Before we start our list of garden hoes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment telling me which type you've used the most and what kind of soil you're working with. At number 1, we have the Stirrup Hoe, also known as the Hula Hoe. If you've seen a hoe with a loop-shaped blade that rocks back and forth like a stirrup, that's the one. The magic is in that oscillating action. As you push and pull, the blade slices through weed roots just below the surface both ways. It's fast, easy on the back, and extremely satisfying to use. Gardeners love it because it weeds without disturbing soil structure or nearby plants. I've used the AIM Stirrup Hoe myself in a compact raised bed garden, and it's almost effortless compared to old chopping hoes. It works beautifully in loose or moderately compact soil like what you'd find in suburban backyards or vegetable patches. The Trooper 33199 Hula Hoe is another reliable pick. Forged steel blade, lightweight handle, and the right flex in the muddle so it glides smoothly under the soil. If you're only going to buy one hoe, this one covers 90% of your weeding needs. At number 2, the Dutch Hoe, also called the Push Hoe. The Dutch Hoe takes the same efficiency and adds elegance. It's designed for forward motion. You glide it under the soil instead of hacking downward. The forward cutting blade makes it ideal for covering large areas quickly. Gardeners in the UK and Northern Europe have used the style for centuries, especially on allotments and wide vegetable rows. What makes it special is the upright posture. You can weed standing straight, so it's far easier on your back and shoulders. It works best in loose to medium soil where weeds are young. One of the best examples is the Spear & Jackson stainless steel Dutch Hoe. The stainless blade doesn't rust, it sharpens easily, and it moves like a knife through butter once you get the angle right. If you've got a backyard vegetable patch or wide raised beds, this is one of the most efficient tools you can own. Quiet, quick, and precise. At number 3, the Draw Hoe, the traditional heavy-duty workhorse. This is the old-fashioned hoe your grandparents probably used. Flat rectangular blade set at a 90-degree angle and made to pull soil towards you. It's built for shaping soil, digging furrows, and pulling up rows for potatoes, onions, or carrots. You can also use it to mix compost to turn in fertilizer. Where it really shines is in heavy clay or neglected soil that hasn't been worked in years. The Rogue 575G Draw Hoe, forged in Kansas from recycled farm disc steel, is almost legendary among farmers and landscapers. It's got that solid American-made feel, heavy enough to bite into the soil, but balanced so it doesn't exhaust you after 20 minutes. If your soil is tough and you want something that can both dig and weed, this is the one that'll stay with you for decades. At number 4, the Warren Hoe, also known as the Onion Hoe. The Warren Hoe has a triangular, V-shaped blade that's perfect for precision work. You use it for cultivating between tight rows or digging small trenches for seeds and irrigation. It's named the Onion Hoe because market gardeners used it for weeding between onion rows, where spacing is tight and accuracy matters. In home gardens, it's a must-have for anyone growing carrots, garlic, lettuce, or any crops planted close together. The Flex-Ray Classic Warren Hoe is a great real-world example, lightweight with a comfortable wooden handle, ideal for small vegetable gardens and raised beds. Once you get used to its pointed tip, you'll realize how easily it sneaks between plants without disturbing roots. At number 5, the Collinear Hoe. Now this one's not for digging, it's for surgical weeding. The blade is long, flat, and incredibly sharp, designed to glide just under the surface and slice weeds cleanly. You keep the handle almost vertical as you work, so your posture stays comfortable after long sessions. It's a professional's tool, used by market gardeners who grow salad greens and herbs in tight rows. Elliott Coleman, a pioneer in organic farming, helped popularize it through Johnny's Selected Seeds, which still sells some of the best versions today. If your goal is clean, shallow weeding without disturbing the soil biology, this hoe feels like a precision instrument, almost like shaving the ground. At number 6, the Garden Hoe, the everyday classic. The Garden Hoe is probably the first one you'll ever buy. It's the all-purpose tool you'll find at every hardware store from Home Depot to Tractor Supply. It's a bit of a jack of all trades. The flat blade can dig, level soil, or chop light roots. It's not as fast as a Stirrup Hoe or as precise as a Warren Hoe, but it does everything reasonably well. The AIM 6-inch Garden Hoe is a good starting point. Solid steel head, fiberglass handle, and balance enough for both weeding and trenching. If you're new to gardening or just want one reliable tool to handle most tasks, this is your go-to. At number 7, the Grubbing Hoe, the heavy hitter. Now we're stepping into serious digging territory. The Grubbing Hoe has a thick, heavy blade and a short handle designed to chop roots, break compacted ground, and dig out old shrubs. If you've ever tried turning hard clay soil or reclaiming a patch that's gone wild, you'll understand why landscapers and farmers love it. The Council Tool 2.5-pound Grubbing Hoe, made in North Carolina, is almost legendary among farmers and landscapers. It's got that solid American-made feel, heavy enough to bite into the soil, but balanced so it doesn't exhaust you after 20 minutes. If your soil is tough and you want something that can both dig and weed, this is the one that'll stay with you for decades. At number 9, the Mattock Hoe. Think of the Mattock Hoe as the Grubbing Hoe's big brother. One side has a flat adze blade for chopping roots, and the other has a pick to pry out rocks or dig trenches. It's perfect for clearing ground for tree planting or cutting through compacted clay and gravel. Contractors, homesteaders, and serious landscapers rely on it constantly. The Trooper 5-pound Mattock Hoe, available at Home Depot and Ace, is a workhorse in this category. If your garden soil feels like concrete after the dry season, this is the one tool that will still get through it. At number 10, the Cape Cod Hoe. This one's built for finesse, not brute strength. It has a narrow, sharp blade that lets you slice weeds with precision or loosen soil around delicate plants. It's especially useful in flower beds, decorative borders, and compact raised beds where you need accuracy. Gardeners in New England have used this design for over a century. The Red Pig Tools Cape Cod Hoe, hand-forged in Oregon, carries on that tradition beautifully. It feels natural, balanced, and incredibly sharp, perfect for quick daily maintenance rather than heavy work. At number 11, the S-Hoe, also known as the Scuffle Hoe. The S-Hoe has a wavy blade that cuts on both forward and backward strokes, so you can weed twice as fast. It's best in loose, sandy, or loamy soil where you can maintain a steady rhythm. Many community gardens and market farms use it because it covers wide areas quickly. It's light, smooth, and works best when weeds are small, meaning you can keep large spaces weed-free with minimal effort. If you garden in raised beds or rows, it feels like dancing through the soil once you get the hang of it. At number 12, the Wheel Hoe. Now we're into the semi-mechanical category. The Wheel Hoe is basically a manual cultivator with a wheel up front and handles behind it. You walk it down the row and the attachments do the weeding, furrowing, or cultivating for you. Small-scale farmers swear by it because it saves hours of labor without needing gas or electricity. The Wheel Hoe, built in Georgia, is the gold standard in the US. Rugged, simple, and built to last. If you grow food in long rows, maybe 50 feet of tomatoes or corn, this tool can replace half a day's worth of weeding with just one pass. And finally, at number 13, the Loop Hoe. This one's like a wider, open version of the Stirrup Hoe. It's built for clearing larger areas. Think open vegetable plots or community gardens where you want to weed broad sections quickly. Because of its wide loop, it slices weeds just under the surface with every push and pull stroke, covering more ground per pass. You'll often see these used by farmers and large community gardeners who maintain wide tilled beds. The Gardener's Supply Company Loop Hoe is a great modern version. Ergonomic handle, lightweight aluminum frame, and a wide loop that clears a path in seconds. So those are the 13 real types of garden hoes, from the efficient Stirrup Hoe to the rugged Mattock and the precise Cape Cod Hoe. The key is not owning them all, but knowing which ones fit your garden style. If you've got raised beds or compact spaces, stick with the Stirrup or Dutch Hoe. If you're dealing with heavy or neglected soil, you'll need a Grubbing or Mattock Hoe. And if your focus is precision, especially around flowers and vegetables, you'll love the Cape Cod and Warren Hoes. You'll find links to all the reliable models from Rogue, Ames, Spear & Jackson, and Haas tools right below this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment telling me which type you've used the most and what kind of soil you're working with. Thanks for watching, and happy gardening!